What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Joindota League Season 10. We've got more best of one action on the way. We're going to start things off with alternate attacks going up against ProDota. I think ProDota actually have another one right after this, so yeah, stick around for that. And then we have two more with two other non-ProDota or alternate teams. I don't know. That's going to be happening later, right? That's for later me to worry about. I'm Mike Loris, going to be your caster for today. Power Rangers Imperial Fantastic 5 Team Bad English, in case anyone was wondering. But yeah, this one is going to be pretty interesting. Alternate Attacks did get a win yesterday that was kind of cheesy. I mean, I don't know if it was cheesy as much as like throwy and kind of terrible. But either way, a win's a win, right? So they're doing okay, kind of middle of the pack. Pro Dota closer to the top. However, we do have a little bit of a switch here from the Pro Dota side. They are going to have Kefka and Beaver standing in technically, although uh, from Team Toast, they, I think, left, and then they're just actually officially on the team now. So I don't really know what happened there. But either way, I mean, you get a Darkseer player in Kefka. It feels pretty good. He's pretty sick in that. They'll grab the Darkseer, no hesitation, shout him in along with him. But yeah, definitely interesting to see the teams dissolve and whatever. We'll see if ProDota can stay near the top even after getting this new set of players in. For alternate attacks, they're working with Faye still as a stand-in. Not a big deal. But yeah, Darkseer, the opening with ProDota, Shadow Demon as well. Not particularly great versus Elder Titan in particular, but it's mostly just them building up their own heroes. The Disruptor now is pretty much at a premium here. We'll see if alternate attacks actually want to go for someone like an Oracle. Try to deal with that Darkseer. Would be okay if they wanted to go for that. As far as their own team is concerned, Evoker definitely a hero worth protecting. ET very similar, but of course, mostly it's going to be that anti-Darkseer pick. Interesting to see the Shadow Demon as the pickup here for Pro Dota. He is okay up against the Elder Titan as well. Getting that stomp kind of canceled out by the disruption is quite big game from the Pro Dota side. But other than that, they don't really have all that much set up. We've seen Shadow Demon set up for pretty much every single hero. Kunkka's, Lina's, Mirana's. Yeah, so we'll see if what they actually want to do with that. I don't think it's going to be any sort of Shadow Demon Darkseer combo. Dazzle is a big one that Pro Dota can pick up. Just get that burst combo in, and that usually would require you to also pick up someone along the lines of Terrorblade. Some of these softer heroes that are just able to do a truck ton of damage. Makes the Dazzle pick all the better outside of his aggressive power with the Shadow Demon. We'll see. And Terrorblade is, in fact, banned out, so alternate attacks are not going to go for that timing push. That is a hero that pretty much everyone is comfortable with right now. Although it is interesting to see Proto decide to ban that out instead of pick it. So they do get the first pick after this ban phase. Take that one out. Oracle also going to be banned out. So Disruptor now pretty much at a premium. I think Pro Dota are trying to angle themselves towards that. It's not really a sick combo with the Shadow Demon, but honestly, you can get core combos with the Shadow Demon, and usually that will do its job. You don't need double support combos, Dazzle, Shadow Demon, or whatever. Lina, Shadow Demon as a support duo. But Oracle being taken out makes the Darkseer's life just a little bit easier. ET is fairly annoying versus a Darkseer. It's not that bad, honestly. Like just the kind of zoning power of the Spirit and the Stomp might be able to cancel out a Surge or two if you're on the escape. But of course, you don't really have the answers to the Ion Shells. That's where the Oracle really does it the best. Getting rid of Surge and getting rid of those Ion Shells. Disruptor, of course, is anti-Surge. But for Pro Dota, just even if they didn't have a Darkseer right now, like Disruptor would be insane up against Invoker. It's really good versus Elder Titan as well. So yeah, I mean it is, I think, Pro Dota with a couple more options here. For alternate attacks, they have a hell of a lot of damage. And situational control. Although I do like it when you start building up these combos from the get-go, makes the enemy team guess a little bit more as to what the band's picks are going to be. And who knows, like, was Oracle even in contention there for Pro Dota? It may have been, but it certainly could have just been they were never really thinking about that hero anyway. Kind of same thing for the Huskar. On the Pro Dota side, they're going to take out the Terrorblade. They're going to take out the Beastmaster. Pretty standard kind of catch-all bands coming out there. I'll see what combo they actually want to have with the Shadow Demon. If it's going to be that Dazzle pick, or if it's going to be a Disruptor, or if it's just going to be a simple core going elsewhere. Who knows? They might just leave this in just to make alternate attacks stress over what it's actually going to end up as. Juggernaut is the pick for Pro Dota. Not exactly a sick combo with Darkseer or anything like that. It does alright, of course, Just getting the Ion Shell. If you are going to play aggressively early on, Darkseer Surge is great with Juggernaut. But yeah, going for the Juggernaut over the likes of the heroes I already mentioned, also Earth Spirit, would be a pretty big one for ProDota, just because they already have that Darkseer. Opting instead for the Juggernaut. So it's going to be, of course, resistant to a lot of things that alternate attacks have to throw at him. ET and Invoker both pretty much can't do jack when the Juggernaut is spinning, or I mean, they can, or the Invoker can at least can Forge Spirit, dodge the Omni Slash. ET usually builds up into the Yule Scepter, so there are options down the line. But this is signifying to me that ProDota really want to play this game a little bit more so on the timing plays. Like get the Death Prophet type hero, go really ham in the mid game. Because you have a Darkseer for the mech carrier, it's not really a hero you want to plan on taking the game super late with. Juggernaut with the healing ward with his ability to fight early is kind of the same thing. He can go late. You really would rather not, though. So we'll see if ProDota are actually going to take that aggressive route. With the Shadow Demon and +1 support roaming the map, it is very possible we see ProDota just take control of the lanes very early on, and then alternate attacks are kind of just at their mercy. As ATN, they're going to go ahead and grab the Vengeful Spirit. With the Elder Titan, they have Amplification and then some. Forge Spirit minus armor. They do have that. Lots of people forget. But, ProDota going to grab a Ricky. That's an interesting one. Now, I mean, it's... I don't know if it's just as good. It might be better than Earth Spirit Darkseer. I personally like Earth Spirit Darkseer just a little bit more. But, hey, I mean, the base is the same. They definitely do work well together. And this is the pressure here for ProDota. It's not going to make the Juggernaut necessarily any stronger or weaker right now. But ProDota are going to go for that pressure. If they are able to get a mid laner that is at all aggressive, and again, it looks like it's going to be a Death Prophet type hero they should be looking for. And alternate attacks are going to be on the defensive. Batrider the pick for them, going towards that off lane most likely. He's going to try to stymie this just by out-initiating for the ProDota side. That being said, for your ProDota, you already have a Shadow Demon. It's an okay response to a Batrider. Not really the best. Vacuum is okay as well. Again, not the best. It looks like the Batrider is actually pretty in the clear here. It just needs alternate attacks to grab like a Sven type hero. Or a Slark. Is Slark good here? Slark is definitely decent here for alternate attacks. They're going to take out the Drow. That's that could have gone pretty poorly for them. ProDota if they were actually going to let the Drow in. Taking out the Drow. So alternate attacks, they can't go for that cheese strat. It doesn't seem like alternate attacks can be as aggressive as ProDota. I mean, they have a Batrider. They'll need some time to get him up and running. ET Vengeful Spirit roaming is situationally very dangerous. You have to really be ganking into the right heroes. And Invoker also needs quite a bit of time to get going as well. I mean, they can maybe get some cheesy pickoffs in the early stages, but that usually would require ProDota to get really grossly out of position. And even then, they have like Disruption, they have Spin, they have Surge. They have ways of kind of fixing bad positioning if it actually does come to that. So ATN, what are they scared of? They're scared of the Puck. It's a better hero to have versus a Batrider, that's for sure, if you're ProDota. And ProDota don't exactly have a lot of stuns, so maybe alternate attacks just get away with that Slark. So what do PD have to actually deal with the Slark? Smokescreen? Smokescreen is actually really good versus Slark. Like, it's really good. But Smokescreen, Omni Slash won't work all the time. Yeah, it does seem like the ProDota's lack of Disable is going to let alternate attacks grab one of these more elusive heroes and kind of be okay with that. You could also go for a Morphling. It seems to be maybe not quite as good. Shadow Demon makes pretty nice Morphling illusions. And usually they feel more or less the same role. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm liking Slark just a little bit more here for the alternate side. Alternatively, just go for that Sven, just get that physical resistance up and just be able to bruise really early on. You have so much extra damage coming out from the Venge ET that and disables, of course, that you probably won't be kited all that badly in this game, even though you're going up against a Darkseer. ATN just have so much in the way of disable.
Clinks.
Ooh, a Clinks instead, though. Well, this is a hero that does get active rather early on as well, so they do have that. Physical damage in spades now for the alternate attack squad. And this is going to be at least alternate attacks with a kind of snowbally buildup. Again, it'll take them a little bit of time to actually get started on that snowball. But once they actually do, just getting one pick off, which shouldn't be too hard with a Batrider and a Clinks to spot out, a Sunstrike after a Lasso, and those towers are going to fall incredibly quickly. If ProDota are kind of off with their positioning, then this extra physical damage of alternate attacks is just going to shred them down. It's not even going to be close. So Plank's the pick. Alternate attacks, pretty ready to deal with any aggression coming out from ProDota. It's definitely not too late for ProDota to hit the brakes and try to play this more in a late
Tinker.
game scenario. It seems like the Tinker is kind of going to do that. And for ProDota right now, it's just I mean, they have like some decent synergies. Ricky with the Darks here, stuff like that. Shadow Demon does kind of feel like he's just kind of here for ProDota. Defensively, he of course is always going to be nice, but doesn't really have any sick offensive combos in this game. So I'm not really sure about the Shadow Demon now. But it's going to be ProDota trying to get just steady amounts of farm, play that kind of mid-rangey type style. And for alternate attacks, it's actually going to be pretty easy for them to deal with that, I feel. I mean, again, they have the scouting power of a Bat Rider and a Clinks to deal with a Tinker. That's usually going to be pretty decent. And at a certain point, Vengeful Spirit and with the Wave, Elder Titan with the Spirit, this Tinker is actually not going to have the easiest time in the world. Now, it's not going to go up against a Storm Spirit type bad. It's still, at least a game where he can find some success here, Mastermind. But the Tinker is going to have a little bit of a tough time, and is usually just going to be more comfortable in games that have slower starts. In ProDota, they just want to get a little bit of tempo, get more farm, get more gold, and then slowly grind their way to a victory. Whereas alternate, they could actually just win off of like a good team fight. Like they could just take tier 2s in the blink of an eye if they get a good initiation off. It's going to be up to Nisha to see how much farm he's able to get. We'll see how much aggression the supports are able to apply from the alternate side. Again, Venge ET is a duo with a high ceiling, but also they have the potential of just doing nothing. Really depends on where they're able to find their initiation. And seems like Windlaces, no smoke, so it doesn't seem like they are going to be, that's not the right button, really eager to go for this turbo aggro plan. We'll keep our eyes on Beaver as well. Ricky roaming around, of course, pretty standard stuff. Applying pressure towards the Invoker, not really sure if that's a possibility. Tinker usually is just going to be able to chip down his opponents as far as bursting them down. It will require Supreme to be pretty grossly out of position. And it's a Supreme Invoker, so, I mean, it's most likely not going to happen in that way. And Ricky, other than that, can pressure the supports. Of course, Ion Shell from the Darks here is fairly good with the Ricky. There is some detection here. Dust. It's not going to be completely clean for the Ricky, but it does seem like top lane, or bouncing between top and mid, is going to be what the Ricky is most interested in. Look at this hammer from the ET. Look at this. That's sick as hell, guys. Giant mace. That looks kind of weird, actually. It doesn't look like a weapon. It looks like he just grabbed something out of the ground and is starting to swing it at people. But hey, that's what Elder Titan does, right? He's like he splits stuff and forges stuff. He needs a big hammer. Kind of weird to see him without that stapler, though. I'm kind of not a fan of that. I do like the briefcase stapler. Either way, Ricky gonna hang around this lane up towards top lane. Kefka, the Darkseer, is going to be going up against a lane that is going to be very, very chip heavy. But honestly, with the Elder Titan not in this top lane, not all that dangerous. Like magic missile into searing arrows, yeah, it hurts. But it's not going to be the end of the world. You'll have double Ion Shell. In fact, I would expect Kefka to be able to bully back this Clinks pretty far back. And Vengeful Spirit can't really do all that much to help. I mean, if you try as the Vengeful Spirit, suddenly Ion Shells are in your face, and that's not fun. And once Darkseer gets level 2, he should be completely safe, but he's only level 1 right now. There's no stun in the Vengeful Spirit. Kefka, trying to get level 2 ASAP by killing off this creep wave, is now going to grab it, and now should be just fine. Hey, with Stomp, that actually does a lot of damage for level 1 spell. And body blocks? They'll need, like, perfect body blocks to kill him off right now. Wow. Jukes all day. Sure, whatever works, right? Oh, Salve. Salve canceled a little bit. Probably is not going to matter all that much. But either way, the Darkseer should be able to keep setting up those Ion Shells down the lane. In the meantime, Supreme is getting bullied back over in the mid lane. Mastermind had a laser. Wouldn't have been quite enough damage. I think it's 90 damage, 80 damage, pure at level 1. Is 20 damage short, but still Supreme with no backup. He's really feeling the effects here. He has no sentry ward either, which is really the problematic thing. For alternate, they actually didn't load out with any sentries. Now, Dust for the Ricky, that's great. But as far as defensive plays are concerned for your Invoker, you need to have sentries there so he knows when to fall back. He's going to have Elisash kind of help out here just by punching him a couple times, but really that's not going to save this lane in its entirety. Beaver doesn't even know, like, he probably will expect some sentries soon, but he's not going to have to worry about any of that anytime soon. There's a salve on Supreme, so he'll be able to stay in the lane, but he's not going to have nearly as much as this Tinker, who is getting CS, whereas Invoker is not.
Not for
0-0.
you.
Feels pretty bad, man. And of course, whenever he tries to go for CS, suddenly... Okay, well, he'll get that one, but suddenly laser, and then no CS for you. Okay, he'll get that one as well, maybe not. Down towards the bottom lane, looks like it's going to be an abandoned lane for the Bat Rider. He is working with the magic stick, so the Shadow Poison not a terribly huge deal. Oh, Faye, a little bit of trouble up towards top lane. Orb of Venom, the Ion Shell. Kefka has a surge. He's going to surge himself in. Exotic Deer can only right click. Can't really help out the Vengeful Spirit here, although she's going to try to go through the trees. The Ion Shell should still stick. Oh, the salve. Kefka's going to punch it down. Will grab the kill. First blood, drawn by killing Faye. They will lose Beaver in the meantime. Sunstrike will land. Clinks the right clicks. It will be a 2-for-1. Darkseer will die to just that tower. But still, it is first blood, drawn by the Darkseer. He definitely got more than 40 gold off of that, I'm pretty sure. Bottom lane, Garter. Fighting up against Nisha, who's actually now bullying back this lane. Spin has already been used, and Nisha took a pretty big hit from that. Garter seems to think that he can still go for this. No stacks and napalm on him, but the Shadow Demon is only mediocre here up against the Bat Rider. Disruption is great, but Disruption isn't really needed to set up for a Juggernaut spin, you know? So it is a 2-for-1 lead for Alternate, although losing First Blood, not exactly going to make that a huge monumental lead. And Kefka's actually... Oh, Nisha, they found him. They completely trapped him. The 4-point surround. Where you at, Warcraft 3? Got the Bat Rider. Evening up the score, and they're keeping this mid lane free of sentries. There should still be another one floating around. There will be up towards top lane. And a stomp on a Kefka. Magic Missile is there, but he gets a little bit of surge distance. Surge running out. More right clicks. Yeah, he'll be fine. Unless Sunstrike. Oh, right on the mark. Get struck. Supreme Invoker is a thing, guys. And it's pretty much for that reason why. So this is going to be the Kefka Darkseer to fall up towards top lane. Look at the CS. Look how, like, disappointingly low the CS is. Like, Jug is getting a good time, Tinker's getting a good time, Clinks is getting a good time, and then everyone else is, like, fumbling for their CS. Not because they're bad, just because, like, the lanes are so inhospitable. So, like, for Supreme, like, you walk in, suddenly he's going to get right-click down. Tinker is not going to go for full missile laser build. Just going to go for a pretty standard laser with 1-point missile just for the final blows and whatnot. And then go for the Marching Machines. But yeah, Alternate, their lanes are kind of doing okay. But it is kind of concerning that Kefka is getting such a clean time up towards the top lane, even while going up against 3 heroes. Nisha having a much rougher time just going up against 2. Speaking of, he's gonna get bubbled. Smoke screen is there with the spin. He already is fireflied up though. How the hell did you catch him? What? Beaver's gonna dodge a Sunstrike. Still is gonna fade out. Firefly is there with the stomp. Got the Ricky. How the hell do you cast Firefly out of Disruption? Was he maybe Fireflown already? Didn't seem like it. I don't think there should be any grace period there where you're not silenced, but either way, he got it off. Don't really think it mattered in his escape. It doesn't make you move fast or anything like that, but either way, it's still going to be a nice turnaround kill on the Ricky. Still, Ricky, though, is trying his best to be as annoying as possible. Ion Shell Invis is here, and Faye has no observers, sentries. The sentries were on the ET. I don't think Faye must have realized that. So now you definitely gonna realize Ion Shell. Look at your HP pool, bro. Look at your HP pool. You're kind of getting your ass kicked, and now you're just dead. I mean, you gotta notice at some point when you're getting hit with Ion Shell, right? It's kind of hard because you're not looking at your hero's health bar because you don't see anyone. But free kills, man. The freest kill of all time. And that's why you get Darkseer Ricky, right? It's a good combo. You're gonna even try to run it back. With Blink Strike now up, it's a lot easier to make that kill happen. But with a Sentry, of course, it's much harder for that kill to happen. But the Sentry dropped up towards top lane, means that there's no Sentries over towards mid. Ion Shell will maybe last long enough. There's an Observer Ward here. Supreme, though, is going to get double Invis gank. March of the Machines, even with the laser missiles as finishers. Supreme will fall here. Yes, he will. And Darkseer from top lane is going to grab that kill. Now, that's the dream scenario, man. You just dump an Ion Shell on a random hero, and then you get a kill a couple minutes later. Feels pretty good. I wonder if Invoker can finish this kill, though. 10 seconds. Beaver will not be able to make it back to the fountain and regenerate enough. 5, 4, 3. He's got it already armed. 1. Oh no, don't TP. Don't TP in. Go for the kill.
Dire's bottom
Ugh,
tower
maybe he
is
thought
under
he
attack.
teleported back. Boring. Supreme not going for the YOLO plays. Still 4-4. It is ProDota to be in a slight lead almost across the board. Lynx is still getting a lot in the way of net worth. Garter, though, should be getting almost as much with being able to go for Yicha. Bubble him up, stomp him a little bit. So with the Omni Slash and the spin, Sunstrike will miss. Can't chase the Juggernaut, though. He doesn't have any points in healing ward, so he's going to stay kind of banged up for right now. But you don't really want to chase Garter too far. And Supreme really just needs some sentries, man. Like, can some of these supports buy Supreme some sentries, like 2 or 3 sets? Oh, Beaver's going in ham, actually. Going in way too deep. He's now going to get dusted up, and the ET is going to arrive. Okay, I think going up till this point, that's probably good enough. Once you go into full tower dive range, once you see the TP coming in, you're going in too far. Ricky's going to give over his life one more time. Yet, despite that, he's level 4, 8 minutes in. Not all that bad, considering he's been giving his allies quite a bit of space, especially this Tinker. Soul Ring's already up with the bottle, so now the 600 gold is going to go towards those travels. And it doesn't seem like Alternate will really be able to mess with that too much. He's just looking at mid lane. He's going to teleport in. Disruption is there. The smoke screen, Shadow Poison, Supreme versus 2 supports. Nisha's going to arrive through the smoke screen, though. The ice wall there, they can no longer chase. Nisha's going to force them both back. Lasso up Magoma. He grabbed level 7 off of that one. No, he actually was holding the point in Lasso. Thought he didn't spend it on Lasso. It's not completely standard for Batrider to do that. He's just holding it. And trying to go for that kill as ProDota with just 2 heroes is really, really freaking bold. Like, if you have any other hero there, like a Juggernaut Spin, a Laser level 2, an Ion Shell, you get that kill, probably. Just 2 supports, that is trying to be a little bit too greedy. Maybe if Beaver has like Tricks of the Trade, maybe if there's a Demonic Purge here on Magoma, they can make that happen. No, Alternate seems like they're getting quite a few free ones just by kind of baiting ProDota into bad spots. Oh, Exotic Deer stole the entire stack from Kefka. Feels pretty bad there. Even though he's on a mission. Mission Snipe Courier? I don't think Ricky can do this very easily. He needs a lot of right clicks. 1, 2. Oh, back scratch actually is in effect. Oh, they'll kill off the Yellow Titan in the meantime. Who cares? Apparently you can Cloak and Dagger for couriers. I actually did not know that. Did anyone else know that? I'm sure you did. They're like cast or failfish. But yeah, apparently you could do that. Maybe if he actually got both hits on the courier's back, he would have been able to do that. Probably would have been able to, but they get the kill in the meantime. Get another kill for the Juggernaut, who's actually gone for a very defensive build in the Vanguard. It is a good item to have up against Alternate, very physical heavy based damage coming out from them. But that being said, Juggernaut now is not going to be able to go really, really ham in the early stages. Again, ProDota mostly want to go for kind of a slow and steady game with this Tinker pickup. And that Faye now, Beaver, and shelled up. And straight TP out from Faye. Well, that's not going to happen. By the way, I thought that Ring of Health was going to be turned into a Battle Fury for a little bit more of a slower play. Goma, doing the Firefly. Gotta be careful. Flame Break, you're just dead now. And Stick Charges won't come back up again. He'll turn around for a Soul Catcher that may get the kill on Tanisha. Machines, a Shockwave, not enough. Yeah, he went into the Firefly for Goma. That wasn't the play. Going into Firefly when you have 3 stacks of Napalm and like 100 HP, probably not the best idea in the world. So Alternate again, seeming like they're getting quite a few kills off of kind of misplaced aggression from ProDota. Still, this Tinker is farming up. They're now trying to mess with this farm a little bit, but I mean, he already has his travels. Blink usually doesn't require that much more effort after the travels, despite being 2,000 gold. It's like, with the travels you get so much farm that you're usually able to be around some fights or get a couple of waves of creeps without too much issue. Still, this Exotic Deer Clink's on the top. Hammer number 1 is purchasable for him, and he's going to do that right away. Now the Desolator soon. Exotic Supreme in the meantime. Midas is up on him as well. And Alternate's Nisha Batrider's actually gone for drums over the Blink Dagger Rush. Something we're seeing a lot from Batriders nowadays. I'm not sure how much I like it in this game. I feel like since your Clinks is getting so much, all you have to do as Batrider is just land a lasso so your Clinks can do the damage, nothing else. But hey, he'll have his Blink Dagger eventually as well. Then once that happens, Alternate looking for this 20-minute timing where their Clinks is just going to be dishing out a ton of damage. They'll have the pick-off power in spades, and for ProDota, they'll have their Blink Dagger on the Tinker. Won't really be able to stand up in a full-fledged fight up against what ProDota are bringing to bear. Kefka will have his mechanism. Juggernaut will probably have a stat item like a Yash or something like that by that time, but it should still be Alternate with the advantage. Bottom lane. Strike, Omni Garter, Omni Slash, trying to burst down L Slash, but bounces over to the creep wave. Now Magoma's just gonna get torn to shreds by Exotic Deer. Oh, Healing Ward, one more shot. Gonna kill off the Cool Cat. Ooh, that was an unlucky Omni Slash, but I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have gotten the kill even if it was a perfect Omni Slash. Just a little bit too much HP on the ET.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, Beaver's still hanging around here. Not level 6 just yet. He's gonna get body blocked a bit. Pretty sure he noticed that. Really depends on if you're looking at your hero as whether or not you notice that. But something that ProDota will maybe not realize, the fact that there is a Clinks roaming about. A very high level Clink, so the Searing Arrows are maxed out, able to stay invisible forever. Oh, now they found Faye in the corner. TP1 coming in, this is going to be the Batrider. Garter going to start spinning, Missiles Laser, all there. Vengeful Spirit going to fall before casting anything. Now Beaver kind of weakened by the tower, does have to the trade, buy himself a couple more seconds. We'll get dusted up. And the Stomp will be here as well. He'll dodge it with the tricks of the trade. Will do a little bit of damage, but he'll resume his main form right into an Earth Splitter. That'll kill him off with the last one with Garter. He'll get 2. Double kill for the Batrider. Again, ProDota kind of misplaced aggression from their team. It's been happening almost the entire game, where they go in for kills that, maybe will work out, maybe not, but just going a little bit too deep in as far as getting those kills are concerned. Gotta know when to say no. All they have to do is just teleport in. Like, the TPs from LSH have been on point. ET landing a level 4 stomp, stun duration is one thing. The amount of damage that does holds ProDota in place after their really greedy dives.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It is not something that ProDota are really playing around right now. Kind of just walking into it consistently. Courier?
Dire's middle tower is under
They
attack.
saw him in the tower range. Oh well. Got Exotic Deer looking for a Tinker. Found a Darkseer instead. Kind of not what he wants. The Shadow Demon, that is what he wants. Can't kill him immediately before he disrupts himself. But one more kill will give him his Desolator. It's been kind of slowed down a little bit, but still he's on top of the net worth chart, so it's not a big deal. We'll have to deal with Laser, which is very annoying for the Clinks. Beaver is going to walk right up the hill into Dust. Smokescreen, though, going to drive them all back. And now they're onto Faye. Strike will completely miss. Spin onto Faye. Should get the kill with the on-shell there as well. Damage over time is immense. Trick of the trade will keep the Rookie safe from Exotic in the meantime. Guard just going to chase him down. No Surge here from Kefka. No Vacuum Wall prep just yet. Have the Healing Ward. They have the mechanism. They should be able to make a retreat, and they should definitely go for that ASAP. Magoma and beaten down. Up himself. Will do it. Dodge Stomp. Still alive. Still alive. And, well, the Cool Cat will fall. They get the Demonic Purge onto Exotic Deer. They have the Silence. He's not going to be able to go into this, and he will go down here for sure. Oh, Alternate. This time, that could have been, again, a position where ProDota went a little bit too far, just overstepping their bounds. But seeing as though they have all this bulk, seeing as though they got that early kill on the Vengeful Spirit without any issues, that smoke screen from Beaver just saved that entire fight. If he wasn't able to smoke screen this area before ProDota actually went up the hill, that would have been a disaster. But Alternate, they were trying to punish ProDota from going too aggressive, and that's pretty much, again, the name of the game for ProDota. Make sure you don't go too aggressive. If you are going to go ham, make sure you have backup to do so. Alright, I just turned on the AC. I hope that's not... Is that audible, guys? God damn, I think it is. Okay, it's going to stay off for right now. Oh well. Let me know if that was audible. Because if it wasn't, it's really hot in here. By the way, still an even score game. Tinker, though, is something that Alternate really have yet to answer. That and to a similar extent, Garter. Vanguard, nothing else just yet. Mostly relying on that spin to do the damage and the Omnislash, of course.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
We'll build up into an Abyssal Blade later on. Right now, it's probably just going to be a stat build for Doug. Start taking down these towers. Marching Machines level 4. Impossible to fight for Alternate. Bat Rider's Blink Dagger should be up soon. Will be up probably after he clears out these stacks. Then they'll be able to at least make some sort of play. But again, if you're going to go in deep to try to kill off a Tinker through March of the Machines, you have to get the Force Staff out of there. Otherwise, you just may not get the kill at all, and you just will be blinking into March of the Machines. And that's never fun. Mastermind is farming up in the background. A kind of slow game from this Darks here. At an okay laning stage, 2-2-3, or 3-2-2 if you prefer reading it backwards. Now he's got the mechanism, though. ProDota should be looking to force down some objectives, at least the tier 1s. Going for Roshan will be a possibility once they get a little bit of lifesteal. Like a Vlad's type effect on one of these heroes. Mechanism might be enough to do it, but probably is not really going to be on their radar. Alternate, though, they can go in and do it very easily. Unless they lose. They guard it first, well, they'll drag him back and demolish him. Jeez, Link's damage is real with Desolator. First Splitter will be thrown out, will miss. That Juggernaut has a Vanguard, and he just melted. He'll dust up blind and over towards the top end. Beaver will grab the Haste Rune. Dust will fly. He will get tagged by it. It doesn't seem like there's anything afterwards. So Alternate will get a free pick on that Juggernaut. Use the Blink Dagger to pretty great effect. Doesn't get much better than that. And this is what Alternate can do. They can just get kills so very easily with the Bat Rider, and then immediately transition that into an objective. Lynx is great at killing off towers. He is great at killing off Roshan. Obviously, he's pretty good against enemy heroes as well. So yeah, just another pick like that for Alternate, and they can very easily grab the double life. You can very easily take the tier 1 in the mid lane and the bottom lane. It pretty much just writes itself for Alternate. It's as long as Nisha has that lasso available. And he will have it more often than not. Level 2 is the lasso, so he'll have it on a reduced cooldown. Let's go to ProDota to have to get the answers so that that doesn't happen in the future. Now, if you lasso the Juggernaut, if they immediately get bubbled by the Shadow Demon, I do believe you still drag him, but you won't be able to straight up kill him as the clanks before he gets at least some spells off. And, you know, if one of those spells is an Omnislash, who knows what's going to happen afterwards.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Didn't
attack.
hear anything, feel free to turn it on.
Dire's top tower
Hell yeah.
is under attack.
Shout out to Solved in the chat, thank you, man. Supreme is going to get chased down by Beaver. Should be fine, although Garter is going to look to cut him off. Ice Wall, though, oh
Radiant's
man.
bottom tower has
What
fallen.
a balanced spell, that Ice Wall. Are you sure you guys can't hear anything? It seems pretty loud over here. Maybe if I just keep talking over it, it'll be fine. So I just can never, ever stop talking
Dire's top
in this
tower
entire
is
game.
under attack.
It's almost as if that's what I'm supposed to be doing, right? LOL. It's actually not that bad. Alright, we're good, we're good.
Illusion.
But ProDota, they're really not great. I mean, they still have all their, you know, really, really big assets. Tinker, mostly. Juggernaut, kind of as a secondary.
Dire's top tower is under
Oh man,
attack.
guys, are you really begging in my chat? Get the fuck out of here. I reserve the right to ban whoever I want for any reason I desire. I mean, ProDota, they have all their assets. They're not really landing them in the right places. As for Alternate, all they have to do is get a couple of pickoffs. Suddenly they can take the really big objectives pretty much for free. ProDota, they are positioning themselves like they want to go for a bottom lane push. I mean, if they are able to set up several marches from the Tinker, yeah, you can maybe do that. But at this point, you got to expect there to be a Bat Rider somewhere in the area. I do have an Observer Ward, which we'll see an Axis angle for the Bat Rider, but most of the time, Bat Riders are going to come from this direction, and there's no vision there from ProDota. Of course, Bat Rider is all the way back here, so I'm not really sure what he's planning on doing from that spot. Once 2 or 3 marches get set up, they will most likely be fine to take the tower. Stomp's going to slow down a couple of the creeps. Mastermind just going to keep marching in.
Dire's structures are
Grab
falling.
another full pool of mana. Now here comes the bat from the side. Blink Dagger will be canceled for a little bit, but now he's a clean angle into Garter. Magoma's not quite close enough to bubble him immediately. There's also no clink to the area, so even if they do grab Garter, they shouldn't get the kill off easily. They're going to jump in, vacuum onto 3 with a beautiful thumb wall, but there's no follow-up system actually there in place. A little damage is being done to ProDota side. Goma's going to get backed up. Dual Star for a little while longer. The Scream will fly in them with the Deafening Blast. Nisha can take a lot of damage. Earth Split now going to go through towards Kefka. Stuck in the Ice Wall as well with no Surge. He's going to get pecked down by Exotic Gear. Double kill for Scream as Nisha going to jump forward, dust up Beaver. Oh, are you going to get out of here, Ricky? I think he's probably going to get out of here. The Blink Strike to Garter. Nisha has a Blink forward soon, but the dust should fade and he doesn't have another one. And it's going to be alternate to take 2 free kills. ProDota making a really, really great vacuum wall combination in the back, but unable to actually land smoke screen or Omni Slash them or anything. I mean, that's kind of just the downside of their draft right now. Like, they can land those big combos, right? They have all these assets. But as far as Sables are concerned, I said it in the draft, they have none. They have they have smoke screen, which is broken. I love smoke screen, but it's not quite good enough after a 3-man vacuum wall like that. Just like that, alternate are going to grab the double life on Exotic Deer. Actually did that mostly solo. Scream just helped him out a little bit. Alternates are going to take another great fight now. Mastermind's in quite a bit of trouble. Nisha's fighting through the March Machines. Full stacks of Napalm. Here's the Sunstrike, Firefly, Flame Break. You're dead. Ripperino, Tinkerino. Bottom lane, maybe they're looking to make even trades. Scream, double sentry. You're not going to go anywhere in that Ghost Walk form. And he's dead. Well, they saw him double. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade, mid lane-ish to fall. ProDota, it does seem like they're playing this a little bit too aggressively without having quite the right resources. This is, again, going to be me questioning the Shadow Demon pick. If they had Disruptor instead, things could have been so much easier for them. Like, Darkseer Disruptor is an incredibly reasonable opening. Like, you get a nice 1-2 punch, you essentially ban out one of the big heroes that's anti-Darkseer. But going instead for the Shadow Demon so far has yet to gain any significant advantages for the ProDota side. It just seems like his kind of soft disable in that disruption just isn't quite good enough in this situation. Also, they do still lose the Invoker, they still do lose their bottom lane. But all it takes is one lasso, and suddenly a whole can of worms is opened, and things get a lot easier for the alternate side. Especially now that Nisha has that Force Staff as well. Blink Force, drums, he can very easily drag anyone he wants out of position. And who knows, maybe like Travels, Ags, or Fresh Orb for the Batrider. I don't think I've seen a Hurricane Pike on the Batrider. I don't think so. But, you know, I'm sure it's going to happen eventually. Because there's no reason not to upgrade the Force Staff if you're wealthy. I think ProDota, they just have to take a really nice team fight, not under an alternate tower, but like in this area. If they're able to do that, if they're able to find someone with the bubbles, get a straight Omni Slash, that would probably require a Blink Dagger on the Juggernaut, honestly. Then things are looking pretty good for them. But if they keep getting initiated by a Batrider while they're trying to be aggressive, that's how ProDota loses this game. Exotic Deer will take down the tower. Easy peasy with a Desolator, covering himself with a BKB and an Aegis. He can't kill off that Clinks. It's tough, man. It's tough. Alternate, now going to smoke up. This is their play. Smoke up, look for the kill, and Nisha of all heroes is going to be the one to find Fever. He's the one with the gem. Oh, drag him into the Sunstrike. Oh, come on, guys. Such terrible coordination from Alternate. What scrubs. Doesn't matter, got kill. Ricky down. Just the Invoker couldn't get that sweet, sweet loot. Doesn't matter, though. I mean, Supreme's level 16. He's got his Aghanim Scepter. This guy just always farms. Like, I think no matter what, I always see Supreme on top of the net worth chart. Like, even if he's had a slow game, he always finds his ways to get gold. So that's the pick-off on the Ricky. Not really all the greatest, but it was Arcane Rune, so cooldown 52 seconds. Yeah, they'll be able to get another one pretty quickly. Plus, they're dewarding this entire bottom lane area. The ProDota are going to be working blind. This is Alternate now going to start to exert their pressure. That 20-minute timing starting to come into fruition right about now. And Batrider found Magoma. Oh, come on, guys. Like, on the Ricky was fine. That one was probably going to be a miskill. Magoma's still chasing in. Not a good plan, bro. Stomp down. Magoma's the world smith, man. He will kick your ass. Doesn't matter, got kill again. I mean, the combos aren't really landing perfectly for alternate,
Radiant
but
structures are
it still
fortified.
kills.
Dire's
And
top
maybe
tower
not kills on
is
the best
under attack.
targets. You want to be able to kill off Tinker in that situation or a Juggernaut. And now, speaking of Mastermind, oh, Death Pact will almost eat the creep he was teleporting to, which would cancel the travel. Gonna jump in, find Faye. Missiles are there, Chicks of the Trade will dodge a Stomp. They're going in really, really deep though. ProDota have a terrible position. That means the Earth Split is gonna come right through onto everyone. Beaver mostly. He's gonna get demolished first. Wall drops only onto exotic tiers. Mastermind gets separated. They'll pick him off with the Clinks.
Under attack.
Alternate grab 2 for 1. ProDota, they're just not on the same page right now. I don't really know why you chase that far when you know that you're blind. You know that you're going into a very small choke up against the Clinks who you're not able to easily catch vision of. I'm going to say that part of this is ProDota, not with just team coordination, not completely comfortable with one another just yet. I mean, Beaver and Kefka and Magoma have played together before on the same team. I'm not sure about Garter and Mastermind though. Pretty sure they haven't played with at least the other three in a full group. So yeah, Alternate gonna take another big step in this game. They're just continuously getting these Batrider pickoffs. ProDota are almost like always too separated to deal with this. At least now the Ricky will find an angle to see his opposition without getting gemmed up. Batrider, is he powerful enough to solo kill a Tinker? I think so. Level 4 Flame Break does a lot of damage. Plus the 2-3 stacks of Napalm making it do even more per tick. What is it per tick? Damage per second 40. Okay. Jeez. Okay, well that is 25 plus more. That's so crazy. Flame Break and Napalm. Like on a Tinker who usually doesn't prioritize health, that's just so much damage. He's gonna get that Aghanim Scepter soon with the Ether Lens, so Clinks will have to BKB or he'll just be blinded. But I mean that's not really a big deal. That's what BKB is there for. Guys, feel free to beg for skins in my chat. Who knows what'll happen if you do that? Maybe you're gonna get some skins. Maybe you're gonna get permabanned. It's kind of like a 50-50 shot. Except it's not really 50% for either side. It's a little bit more slanted than that. Well, Alternate, they're still just looking for these Batrider picks. He's got an Invis rune now. He's invisible with the gem. That's just cheating. He will just miss the Ricky. But he does have an Observer Ward looking on this bottom lane. If they catch Garter, he does not have a buyback. They're going to smoke up. Immediately it's going to be blown by Nisha. He'll blink straight out of there. Fearing any sentries or dust or whatever. There are sentries on Magoma. We'll deploy one right now to see an Observer Ward. So Alternate are able to dodge that. ProDota now, they're kind of just bottled up in their base. Now Tinker high ground defense is legit most of the time. The only real problems arise with Tinker high ground defense. They arise when there's a very high level Vengeful Spirit with Ether Lens. Level 11 and Ether Lens, I would say that counts. Or a Batrider, who is, by the way, going to find Beaver. Grabs the blast up with an Omni Slash immediately. That will kill him off. Now Garter's just going to spin his way forward. Supreme with Demonic Purge is not going to go anywhere anytime soon. The Stomp is not going to save him either. Earth Splitter's still good. It's going to crack Magoma down to about half HP. That's still a 2 kill for ProDota. A really big set of kills also. Going to chase down for Elisash. At least Garter will try. With no Blink Dagger, that's probably not even worth his time. Bottom line is that they actually take a good fight on their own side of the map without going too aggressive. Alternate walk right into it without proper backup. Mostly Clink's not there. Who probably could have at least gotten a kill. Salvage that fight a little bit more for Alternate. But they failed that. They used the lasso as well. A little bit more extra downtime. Now they're going to go right in. Magoma, though, gets a bubble. Immediately picked off by the Clinks. Now going to get blinded. He'll BKB that right off. As Garter's going to try to spin his way out. Marksman Machine's going to be set up. Beaver in way behind enemy lines. They're just going to try to keep track of the Clinks. Laser missile, and they got him. Ricky with the tricks of the trade will grab the kill. Alternate, maybe falling apart a little bit as ProDota finally getting their initiations off. And the Batrider is back, so ProDota should be the ones to fall back now. They go in real deep, kill off the Clinks. That's ultimately a 4-for-1 exchange over the past couple minutes. And with the Cool Cat still up, Garter should be able to pick down this tower. There's not that much backup here should he get Blink lassoed, but as a Batrider just by yourself, you're not going to go for this. Maybe you will if you have a Sunstrike behind you. Speaking of, Garter, lift it up. Will take very little damage because of the Cool Cat. And, well, the tower's probably going to be denied here. It will be by the Invoker. But ProDota, they open up the map a lot, and that's the important thing. They keep Alternate off their backs. They get the Tinker still split pushing. And Aghanim Scepter now up on him. It's going to be all the more difficult for Alternate to take those fights. And BKB on Clinks is incredible up against ProDota. As its duration dwindles, the Tinker's going to have a field day. You know, Hex and Ethereal Blade, like Dagon, those things are just lethal threats to the Clinks, but just laser to blind him is something that Clinks needs to get an MKB to try to answer. Or a Bloodthorn. I don't think I've seen Bloodthorn in response to a Tinker laser, because Bloodthorn is just like the most expensive, second most expensive item in the game. But it's something you can do, I guess. Yeah, guys, please donate skins to my chat. They need them. They deserve them, honestly. Thank you, guys. Tower down for ProDota. That's all well and good. But if they botch this fight, then well, things could be a lot worse for them. Hopefully for the Tinker, he's able to get himself out of there. Kefka surging in. He does have a Blink Dagger. They do have a little bit of intel thanks to Beaver's Ricky. However, Ricky is going to be seeing the Batrider, is going to earn him up, preventing the Blink out. Now Kefka's going to jump right in. With Echo Shell, he'll vacuum him back into the smoke screen, get the kill onto the Batrider. Exotic here will clean up the Blink. Roshan in the meantime, Blink straight out of there. So the Batrider, kind of trade his life for the double life on the Clinks. Alternate were in that Roche pit for like 10 seconds, legit 10 seconds, and they tore down Roche. Now that's how easy it is for Alternate to take Roshan and tier 2 towers and tier 3 towers. Like, it is so easy for them to do that. But still, this is an opening for ProDota to at least get the lanes pushed back onto the map. 30 seconds left with no Batrider means that most likely they're just going to be able to avoid all confrontation. That means Ricky can just keep on pushing forward, get rid of those wards, see Exotic Deer for one thing, see Faye for another. Ricky with Gem, pretty nice. Now Kefka, gonna chase in for Exotic Deer. Vacuum's gonna miss though. Quick blink out. They still know where the Avenge is, more or less. I'm not sure if Ricky can do this by himself. He needs some help here. Yeah, I mean, the Avenge is 1200 HP. That's not gonna happen. And Ricky has jack shit for agility, so that's definitely not gonna happen. But still, the tier 2s are down in favor of ProDota. Not the case for Alternate. PD now have a Juggernaut who's gone away from his fully defensive opening of the Vanguard. Got the Mantle, got the Diffusal Blade. He's able to do a truckload of damage. And with 39, 4,000 in the bank, might be looking at an Abyssal Blade soon. Yeah, wouldn't be the worst item to grab on the Juggernaut right now. Just get a Basher. I'm not really sure how much he's actually able to freely right-click in this game. Looks like it's instead going to be some evasion. I'm not really sure about that. Invoker is a pretty heavily right-click based hero. I mean, he does do a lot of spell damage, obviously, but he also is right-clicking a lot. Clinks is obviously pure right-click, but he already is going up against a Tinker, so he's probably going to get an MKB regardless. So the evasion from the Juggernaut is most likely not going to stick for very long. Now, if he is going to find a time where Exotic Deer does not have that true hit, and the Juggernaut does have evasion, like right now, then yeah, it's going to be incredible, but it's a very short-term item. And for 1800 gold, you don't want to spend it on a short-term item. So they stack diminishingly with other sources of evasion.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
We'll smoke up, Firefly out. Gem still only one, I think, and it's still on the Ricky. And nothing here for Alternate. Meantime, ProDota, they're smoking up themselves. Kefka's got the Lotus Orb. He has the level 4 vacuum and the wall. Beaver smoke is going to break. He finds Exotic Deer. And he walks right into a sentry. He's going to smoke screen himself, but it's not going to save him versus the lasso. Kefka's going to jump in, but there's no vacuum targets. He's BKB'd. They will save the Ricky with the trick of the trade. Exotic Deer is going to be Omni Slash. Can they bring him down? Omni Slash mostly absorbed by illusions, I think, but Exotic Deer will be able to do the drops. He does have a double life, though. They will lose the Darkseer in exchange. Martian Machines won't quite give him enough cover here, but Exotic Deer is going to revive and to immediately get diced up by Garter. Now Supreme, the target. Garter doesn't have a Blink Dagger right now. Beaver is very weak as well. He'll heal up with the Cool Cat, and that should just about be it. Supreme, though, still waiting for the Tinker to jump in. He will absorb one spell cast with the Lincoln Sphere. Doesn't have another one, obviously. Beaver is now hot on his tail. Mastermind gonna jump forward, laser bounce, and the missiles grabs the Invoker. Juggernaut able to freely right-click in that fight, just cleaved through the Clinks. As dangerous as the Clinks is, when you respawn without the extra health from the pact, and you have no Aegis, and you have no BKB active, then shit is really gonna hit the fan. ProDota, they even have like really weird initiation, but it was even weirder for Ultimate. Like, they grab a Riki, are unable to kill him because of Tricks of the Trade, just making him invulnerable. And yeah, the Darkseer blinks in, is not really able to do anything because there is no one there to vacuum. But even without that, the Juggernaut just is so massive at this point. Pretty classic from ProDota, actually. Like, no matter what happens, it's always like a Juggernaut who's massively farmed up in the back. Feels like that happens a lot for them. Feels like that happens a lot for all teams, honestly. It's like, oh no, our game's not going perfectly. It's okay, we have a Juggernaut. You know what they say about Juggernaut? He is unstoppable. ProDota, they smell blood in the water. They've just taken down Alternate a couple times in consecutive fights. Again, most of that is thanks to this tracking of Riki. Still has that gem. He's actually able to blink out of there, I think. Wow. Okay, well, he survived that. It's important for preserving that gem. And now Tinker's got level 2 travels. He can travel straight onto Riki. And that is just obnoxious. Exotic Deer is spotted. I don't think they can kill him off. I mean, they'll be able to maybe force a BKB charge. He's going for that Demon Edge. They will find Supreme as well, Lincoln Sphere. See the Venge. Beaver's gonna smoke screen up. Omnislash immediately onto the both of them. And the vacuum back into the smoke screen. They're still alive, but not for long. They'll both die. Huge initiation from ProDota. Now they're gonna chase forward for more. Elisash's gonna get lifted up, but that's not going to be a happy landing. Triple kill for Mastermind. And hey, look at that. They're right under the shadow of the tier 3. There is backdoor protection here, but with a Tinker, that really shouldn't last for that long. They can even deactivate it by going down the bottom lane. Klink's Batrider can hold this to the extent of getting a couple of kills, but not in this situation where everyone in ProDota, they're right behind Garter. What initiation. That is the power of Riki over an Earth Spirit or a Night Stalker or something like that. You just get such huge amounts of intel. That intel just let them get that initiation off, and that is what let them all get these tier 3s. Although Beaver's going to go in way too deep now, is going to give up the gem. It's all in the efforts of space creation, because Garter has his eyes on the prize. Illusions are going to be chipped at by Exotic Deer, and by chipped at, I do mean chipped at. That barely did anything. Axes will fall, and looks like ProDota will sacrifice their Riki and the gem to get a set of Raxes. Totally worth it, for sure. And Riki, hey, look at that, is wealthy enough to grab another gem, so no big deal. Just making a charitable donation to Alternate. 19 Bloodstone charges on the Tinker. Pretty much only working with Aghanims as his, like, aggressive item. But I think it should be about time for him to think about switching things up. You have a Soul Ring that is ditchable if you get, like, a Sheep Stick, Dagon 5 or something like that. Ethereal Blade is okay here. But yeah, I mean, those blinks from ProDota were insane. Get the jump in, blink, vacuum, back into smoke screen. Who needs a disruptor, right? And then Juggernaut with the Omni Slash onto 2. Doesn't get much better than that. Now this, what we see right here, is, well, first of all, like, this part right here, that's about when Alternate stopped getting their Batrider's initiation off. That exact point. They haven't gotten a good, solid lasso on a valuable target since the 31-minute mark. Which doesn't really seem that far away, honestly, right? But it was probably more so around here. So that's like the 28-minute mark. If you don't get your Batrider lassos going, then you will probably not be winning the game. That's not to say that Nisha has been playing poorly. I feel like the Batrider's actually been doing a hell of a lot in this game. It just, every single time they tried to smoke up and go for those kills, like, the hero that they just so happened to run into was a Riki or a Shadow Demon. Like, not the Tinker. You do have to work a lot harder to find the Tinker or the Juggernaut. But they just couldn't really find those kills. Now the Tinker's on top of the net worth chart. Juggernaut pretty far behind him, but still extremely stacked. So I'm pretty sure you don't go for a Butterfly here. Like, you already see the MKB being built up on the Clinks. Does he actually have it? Yeah, he does have it. So Butterfly is just for agility. which is great with the Manta style. That's for sure. But he's actually, I think he's did he pick up a Basher? I think he might have. No, that is definitely not a Basher. I mean, he has the Vanguard already. I feel like Basher into an Abyssal Blade is just better here. Especially when you have a level 2 Diffusal Blade, so you have even more damage there. Oh god, my Firefox crashed. That's why the chat wasn't moving. It's my Firefox froze. Hold up, guys. I'm gonna Control-Alt-Del this. Stream should still be fine. No one picnic. We got this. Oh god, they're starting it. No. Give it pause. God damn it, guys. Whatever. But Garter, yeah, it doesn't seem like this Talisman of Evasion is really going to be the pick. Unless he goes for, like, a Heaven's Halberd, which could be really good up against the Klings. It's not really what you want to be doing as Juggernaut. If someone else got it for ProDota, that would be insane. But Juggernaut would rather get smashy items. And Heaven's Halberd isn't really a smashy item on anyone but Huskar. If Juggernaut was Strength, it would be great. He's still going to go for it? What is he getting? Ah, there you go. Eye of Scotty. There are no situations where Eye of Scotty is a bad item. That's a truth fact, guys. There are just situations where Eye of Scotty is not the best item. And in this situation, bulking up, getting more stats, kind of like a butterfly substitute agility-wise, it's perfectly defendable. It's a perfectly reasonable item to get. Plus, it's hella expensive, 40 minutes in the game, so, I mean, buy anything it's super expensive, and usually it's going to be doing you good. Alternates still have a lot of damage right now. They still have the ability to very easily initiate onto a target, kill them off, and then move in. Especially since, if you look at Garter, he may be bulky as all hell, but he does not have buyback. Buyback status for the Radiant is Tinker, Darkseer, Ricky. Nah, that's good enough, actually. They don't really need buyback on the Juggernaut. They have buyback on those heroes. Alternate, they could still bust this game wide open. Just a couple slip-ups here for ProDota. And one melee Rax in the mid lane is not going to matter all that much in the grand scheme of things. They need a two set of Rax advantage for ProDota if they really want to feel comfortable right now. Ricky? There was a gem floating around on the Dire side. It's owned by Nisha. Look for the Tinker. Found the Tinker! 1, 2, 3, 4 shots. 20 seconds respawn for the Tinker. That's Batrider advantage versus the Tinker. Wicked 6 free, ended by the Clinks. And now ProDota has to be so careful. Beaver will be almost spotted by the Batrider. Is going to lay down some smoke screen. Guard is going to find an angle to pay. They get a huge vacuum back into a 4-man wall. That'll force everyone for Ultimate to go to the north, except for Nisha is going towards the south. He's going to get straight Omni Slash. BKB will hold, though. Still alive for right now. Guard not doing enough damage. They will buy back on the Tinker. Respond with the Tinker naturally. Get the kill there. On the Invoker, now chasing forward for Nisha. Over the hills. Around the trees, into the forest. Looks like he'll survive. Faye, though, can't fly. Maybe we'll be able to teleport out. Maybe. Yes, we'll survive. Not bad, Vengeful Spirit. Not bad, but the Tinker didn't buy back from that. It was just a 20-second respawn. With Travels, too, he could be in the fight immediately. And I'm pretty sure he still has buyback gold. I mean, I'm pretty sure he could buy back with 5,000 gold. He'll be fine, I think. Maybe they upped the price there, but now Guardage is going to let loose. I have Scotty on Illusions. Terrifying, man. Like, they will take forever to die, and they'll do a lot of damage. Like, look at this. This is only a couple of Illusions doing damage to the range racks. They're going to get the jump in onto Garter. Link's going to let loose, but finally the disruption is there. That's the save that we were looking for all game. Exotic Deer going to start fighting up against Garter. Not a good idea there. Mastermind Blink Laser going to bounce through, killing off the Vengeful Spirit with the Tinker. And Kafka Vacuum to seal the deal there. Raxes will be cleaned up on the bottom lane. The full set. And ProDota with the base of the Dire split right open. Should be able to go up towards top lane as well. Oh, Nisha, Exotic Deer, they're still hanging around. It looks like ProDota not going to overstep their bounds too much. It's time to buy some sweet loot, guys. That's what time it is. 6,000 gold. Tinker, treat yourself to, like, moon shards. I hear those taste fantastic. Or, you know, get a good item like Sheepstick. Darkseer, you can get a Shiva's Guard or Sheepstick yourself. Garter, get your Butterfly because you can. You know, you can get anything at this point. Doesn't seem like they're really too eager to spend their gold, though. Yeah, buybacks, just as a kind of safety precaution here for ProDota, is going to be very nice. Beaver, what the hell are you doing up there? Get down from there, Ricky. There we go. Guard is just going to go to town on this Roche. And even though alternate, they are en route to defend this, their base is just going to be pushed in while ProDota are stalling in this area. ProDota just going to chill in this area. Tinker can occasionally bounce up to the top lane, clear that out, although he will rather be in the fight. This creep wave, man. Look at this scouting creep wave. Garter, with the help of the Ricky, going to jump in towards Elisash. Laser onto two heroes. They're going to fall back really, really deep. Nisha going to grab Garter. He is spinning, however. The Clink is going to start to let loose, but he's so tanky. He's now going to get the Omnislash off purely onto Nisha. That's a dead Bat Rider. We'll be able to get the gem out of the hands of Alternate. Deafening Blast will push them back. Exotic Deer up on the high ground, firing into Mastermind, but is not quite doing enough damage. Now he is Laser a little bit too late. And he had an MKB anyway. They will buy back immediately with the Ricky. Tinker still has buyback for himself. Alternate, though, taking a decent fight, all things considered. They find Garter now. Stomp is going to connect. No, it's going to be dodged by the spin. Bo's going to be chased down. Tinker can buy back for this one if they want to end the game right now. Jump in, smoke screen, and with the tricks of the trade, will kill off the Clinks. And now Nisha is going to be forced to fly away, but he's going to get bubbled. In the meantime, they're going to chase after them on the north end. Garter, not too healthy. Another vacuum there. Nisha's going to take a big chunk of damage from the Shadow Poison with Beaver still on his tail. He'll chase after the Bat Rider. Garter will still survive through all of this with the spin, getting rid of that Deafening Blast as well. Now straight onto Faye. He'll spin her down. Elisash running off to the left. But with everyone having their Blink Daggers, Elisash is most likely not going to survive the Ricky. Not to mention everyone else. Mastermind will respawn into immediately die. Not a big deal, guys. He has 6 gold needed for buyback, and I don't think he needs it because Garter is still somehow at full HP. Half HP. That is not full HP, but this is like mostly full HP. But it is definitely not technically full HP. I'm stupid. I don't know what I'm saying anymore because this game just might be over. I mean, they couldn't do anything to Garter. Like, he was just slashing down everyone the entire time. They tried. Alternate, they tried their best, but ProDota bulking up hard with that Juggernaut, and Alternate running out of initiation options. That's going to be a win in the books here for the new ProDota squad. It was a little bit shaky. It honestly was. They played way too aggressively in the early stages. They just needed to answer the Bat Rider. And once the Bat Rider was answered, we could see the results. It's all right here. ProDota claim victory. Guys, this is game 1 in 2 games we're going to have with ProDota. Next opponent is going to be versus, memory, I don't, 4VD, I think, 4 Vikings and a Dane. I don't think I have a logo for them, though, so it's going to look jank as hell when we go to the wait screen. Yes, 4VD, that's going to be happening in 5 minutes, yeah, supposedly. Guys, I'm Mike Lowe. It's been a pleasure casting these games for you guys. Hopefully everything has sounded all right. I'll be right back in just a little bit for the second game of the day.